I'm Bernie and welcome to my channel, Being My Life. So today I'm going to talk about how I got my bag stolen in Japan, what I did after that, and how I eventually got my stuff back. So me and my friend, we were at a game center in Osaka, and it was a game center that we've been to. It wasn't one of those shady looking ones, and it's one of those like 24-hour karaoke places that has an amusement center, so like UFO catchers, video games, all sorts of entertainment, bowling, whatever, in the same building. So it's one of those really big ones. So we were there and we were going to play a video game. Well, okay, not really a video game. We were there to play Disney's Tsum Tsums, okay? I really like them. I'm pretty addicted. But anyway, so we were there playing the arcade version of it, and I had put my bag down next to my foot. It wasn't between my feet, it was right next to it, and while playing the game, I distinctly remember accidentally stepping on my bag strap, and we only played for about like 15 to 20 minutes, but we were totally like engrossed in the game itself. And then when we were thinking like, oh, okay, we're done playing, you know, let's just grab our stuff and go home. So I was reaching down to pick up my bag, and then my bag was not there. So we were like, where's my bag? I'm like, wait a minute, where's my bag? I remember taking my wallet out to take money out, and then to take my Tsum Tsums out of my bag. And I remember putting my wallet back in and stepping on my bag strap during the game, so I remember my bag was there. How could I have put it elsewhere? So, but anyway, we walked around the floor, like we went to the toilet, we went to, you know, the money changing machine, we walked like a whole round looking for my bag, but it wasn't there. And then we asked the staff, like, somebody, you know, report or like bring a bag to Lost and Found. And he was like, oh, how would you tell me what your bag looks like? So I told him what it looks like, and he couldn't find it. I asked him, I finally realized that maybe, you know, my bag got stolen, and Denise was telling me that there was like a weird suspicious looking person sitting behind us. I wasn't really sure, you know, I was just too focused on the game, but there was a high possibility kind of, you know, in that situation of my stuff being stolen. So I asked the guy, what is the, you know, if it's possible, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, there's a security camera there. Can we check the security camera to see what happened? He's like, no, you can't check unless you have a police report or like the police themselves come and have like a warrant to check it or whatever. So we were like, oh, okay, so where do we go if we want to file a police report? And he said there was a police box or a koban really nearby. So we went down, and then we exited the building, and we went to that police box, the koban, and went in, but there was nobody there. And we were like, oh crap, there's like nobody here. What are we gonna do? You know, there's like no phone, nothing to call somebody. So we leave, and then we're also rushing for time because we have our last train to get back to, you know, where I live, which is not in Osaka itself. So I'm like panicking, and I'm like, crap, you know, like, what am I supposed to do? So we were at the traffic light thinking, okay, let's just go home first, and then maybe go to the police station nearest to my place and file the report. And as we were just about to cross the road, there's these two guys that come up to us, and they look at us and they're like, so what's the matter? And they start asking us questions like, are you Chinese? Are you Korean? Are you tourists? You know, where are you from? Can we see ID? And then I panic even more because my ID just got stolen from me. My bag had my wallet, and it had my passport too. And it had like all my cards, like my alien, the residence card, my school card, all my important cards were there. So there I was freaking out. I explained to the guy what happened. I ended up, you know, telling him like what color my bag is, what is inside my bag, and then after that we were like, I need to rush off and get the last train. I mean, he said he was an undercover cop and he flashed his police badge and everything, but I was still kind of suspicious, and you know, there are fake cops running around and whatever. So anyway, we take the last train back to my station, and then we got off, and then we go to the koban, the police box nearest to where I live, and there's also nobody there, but it is kind of late at night, so there were instructions in Japanese written next to the phone saying that if you need assistance, please call this number. So I called the number, and then they sent a police officer over to come and, take my statement, to go and, help, write down everything that went, what happened. So I tell him everything. He gives me paper to write down my personal details, and then another sheet of paper to write down everything that was lost in as much detail as possible as I can. So my Japanese is okay. It's not great, but it's weird. It gets really weird when I panic, so I just use, really simple terms, and when I was wrong, he just corrected my Japanese and wrote the report. Here's one phrase to remember. Nusumareru. Yeah, I'll put it in the description, which means, someone stole your stuff. The term that I was always using was toru, because that can also be used to mean, to steal, but the policeman, when I told him, didn't seem to understand what happened to me, so I was like, toru, torareru, toreta, torete shimatta, just trying every single form or whatever, and then I explained that, somebody took my stuff, and he's like, nusumareta, whatever. So yeah, remember that term in case, the situation happens to you, which hopefully it does not. And then after we filed the report, we couldn't do anything else but, just go home and wait. So about, I guess, of course, you cancel all your credit cards. I canceled the cash card. So please keep the emergency number for your Japanese bank, your home country's bank, etc., etc. with you. I called the embassy as well to tell them what happened. And then all I could do was just to wait for the police to see what, if they would find my stuff. And then about 2 or 3 days later, I got a call, I think, from the embassy. And then they were saying well, your bag has been found, and they gave me the reference number of where to collect it, and I went down, and I told the reference number. It was at the lost and found section. So I gave them the reference number. I went to collect my bag, and everything was inside except for my wallet. Because I didn't have any form of ID on me, they used the passport that was inside the bag to compare to my face, and they were like, oh, okay. And then they asked me if I wanted to file a report that my things were stolen, or my things were, that I recovered my lost items. Because when you collect your lost items from, the police station, lost and found department, you have to fill in a form saying that this is what you lost, and then now you got it back, sign whatever. But I told the dude the guy that I had made a report that it was lost, and he didn't seem to understand me. And then I took out the piece of paper with the reference number of the police report that had been filed, and then I was transferred to the criminal investigation / incident reports sector, where they took over my case. They took photos of the things that was stolen, and then I told her that my wallet was not yet found, and she took note, and then I just went home with my bag and my passport. And then later that day or the day after, I think, I got a call from my school. So this guy from my school is on the phone, and he's like, hi, is this Bernadette on the phone? And then I'm like, yes. And he's like, did you lose your wallet? And I'm like, yes. And then he's like, okay. And then he was like, did you go to a pachinko place recently? And I'm like, no. Well, actually, let me tell you. So I told the guy what happened, my stuff was stolen. And he was like, okay. So, well, a staff at a pachinko parlor called the school and said that they found the wallet of a student that goes to my school, and they have passed it to the police. So just to let me know, and that I can maybe, call the police and ask them if I can go and collect it, when I can collect it. So I was like, yes, okay, great, this is amazing. So the next day, because I got the call after office hours, so the next day So I heard that you found my wallet and I'm looking for it, so I gave the guy my name, and then he was like, oh, okay, yes, we do have your wallet and all these cards inside, etc., etc. Here's the reference number, please go and collect it from Lost and Found. They're only open on weekdays, they're not open on weekends. This is Japan, nothing opens on weekends, you know, post offices, everything all closed. So I'm like, okay, great. My wallet is there. Okay, my wallet's back. And then, so I go down to the police station, I go to Lost and Found, so they pass me my wallet, and then they ask me to fill in the form, the Lost and Found counter form, and I'm like, actually, I was here yesterday, and this is also part of, like, a report that was filed in a different, like, in a different department. Then I told them the department that I went to, and, you know, the report that they filed, and, like, my whole case, you know, it takes forever to just explain the entire thing all over again, and they're like, oh, please hang on a second, you know, just wait. So I'm like, okay, sure, I'll wait. And then a while later, the lady comes out with my wallet. And she's like, okay, so this is the wallet that we found. She's wearing gloves, and she's like, because this is still being used in an investigation, I can't contaminate, she can't contaminate it with her fingerprints, I can't contaminate it more with mine. So she starts opening it and checking everything that's inside, and, you know, showing me, like, what they found, and whether it's my stuff, or that anybody else's stuff get accidentally put inside, you know, etc., etc. So I see it, and I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I have my stuff. It's back. Woo! Yay! And I'm really happy because everything but the money I had left inside was there. So, again, they took me, and we went back up to, you know, the investigation department to go and, like, complete the paperwork to say that all these stolen items have been found. And then they also went to dust some of my cards and the wallet for fingerprints. So they took my prints as well to compare it with the prints on that they would find or whatever. And then the lady was explaining to me, like, oh yeah, this is how we collect fingerprints. We, like, dust the powder on, and then we paste, like, a clear sheet on it and pull it off or something. And then I'm, like, thinking to myself, yeah, I know this stuff because I watch a lot of CSI. But obviously I don't tell her that. Yeah. So pretty much, you know, that's what they did at the police station. And that is how I got all my stuff back. And funny story is, the guy who stole, maybe the person who stole my stuff, left behind the coins in my wallet, and that amounted to about, like, 900 yen. And the funniest part is, that day, in my rush to get my wallet back, I forgot to bring my backup wallet with me, so all I had was, like, my train card. And then when I got there, and I wanted to eat lunch, because I was really hungry, and I realized I had no money, and I'm like, okay. And then when they gave me back my wallet and the 900 yen that was left inside it, I was like, hey, thanks for, you know, leaving my coins left, because now I have enough money for lunch. So after that, after I got my wallet, I went to eat lunch. Yeah. And so that is the story of how I lost my stuff and how I got it back, and I panicked about it. So the video is pretty long. I'm really sorry about it. I'm so rambly. But here are just some really main things to know. I'm really thankful that I actually know Japanese, or I know enough Japanese to help me, you know, talk to the police, explain my situation to people, even if it's, like, super weird Japanese that, like, native speakers would not use. I'm just happy I was able to communicate and get my point across. So, yay, thankful for that. And I'm also really thankful that they were pretty efficient in finding my stuff, but then it got treated as lost and found. So I assumed the dude just, okay, the person took my bag and then took my wallet and then threw my bag somewhere, and then someone found it and reported it to lost and found, and then he took my wallet, went to a pachinko place, played a lot of pachinko, spent all my money, and then he just dumped my wallet there. So yeah, I mean, I've had people comment on my Facebook status when I posted about what happened, and they were saying like, oh, it's only in Japan that, you know, you can get your stuff back completely intact, because one of my friends said that if that happened in their country, people would have done something to get rid of any evidence that anything was stolen at all. So I would probably have had to renew all my cards, my passport, everything, and, you know, big gigantic paperwork headache. But yes, I'm very, very thankful that I didn't have to do that, and it is really a eye-opening experience, kind of like a stark reminder that a country that is safe, like Japan, that has low crime, does not mean that there is no crime at all. And also, I'm probably taking way for granted how safe Japan really, like, how safe Japan is, because really, I've like been living here for 3 years, and nothing has happened. This is the first incident of anything being stolen, etc., that has happened to me, so yeah, don't get your things stolen, people. Don't go play a game and get super engrossed in it until you forget to look out for your stuff. Yeah, so that's all I have from me today, and I will promise to get more videos up, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of... Okay, I have no excuse of why there are no videos up. But yes, this is a very long one about me talking about how this bad thing happened, and yeah. So learn from me, people. Don't be a silly person. Just take care of your stuff. Yeah, and don't carry large amounts of money with you. You know, sometimes people say it's safe to do that in Japan, but you probably shouldn't. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, and my Shiba Inu says bye to everybody. I caught this guy from a UFO catcher. Okay, I have a problem with UFO catchers. If you've seen my Twitter, it's a bit crazy. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, for more everyday updates. And if you like this video, please like, please comment. You know, has anything like this happened to you? Have you heard stories of, you know, things happening? Yeah, just let me know what you think. And subscribe to my channel for more videos about Japan and life in Japan and me being a derp. See you guys. Bye bye.